What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 12 and we are not messing around today. We are heading straight into the thick of it, looking to make our fourth signing of this busy January transfer window. We've already brought in Lyndon Gooch at right wing back, we've brought Jamal Lascelles back to the City ground, and we've brought in Alexis Vega on a free transfer. But this will be our biggest signing yet. Harry Maguire from Old Trafford, from Man United. We offered Erik ten Hag Serge Aurier plus 2 million originally. He said that he didn't want Aurier, but he'll take 12.4. I countered with 10 mil, and he said, you know what, that's fair enough. You can have the England international. We sat down with Harry, offered him a 3-year deal, a crucial role in the squad, and he's going to be on 90k a week, which is less than he was on at Old Trafford. They insisted on a £30 million release clause, so I was happy with that. And that would be it. We would bring in the 29-year-old England defender, vastly experienced in the Premier League, played European football as well, played a lot of games for England at the international stage. Very happy with this transfer, and for £10 million as well, I think we've got an absolute bargain. He's been under a lot of scrutiny at Old Trafford for the last couple of years, whilst they've been in their rebuilds, and he's clearly not in Ten Hag's plans anymore. We welcome Harry Maguire to the City ground. Yes, very happy with this transfer. As it is well documented, our defence is shocking. So I'm hoping Harry can shore us up at the back. And we actually make a controversial change here. Something had to change in this team. We're conceding way too many goals. So we actually dropped Joe Worrell. We dropped him as captain. Jamal Lascelles has come in. He is the leader now. He is captain. Maguire is into that back line as well. And we have dropped Joe Worrell. Controversial, I know, but something had to change with this team, and we are trying to implement it. Now, with the arrivals of Lascelles and Maguire, we now have an abundance of centre-backs, one of them being Scott McKenna, Scott the Block, and we were happy for him to leave. Wolves come in with a bid of 4.6. We managed to take up to 5 million, and they accept that deal, so he'll be off to Molineux. I quite like that deal. I think that's quite a fair one. And then an interesting offer. Even though we dropped Worrell, I wasn't planning on selling him. I wasn't planning on playing him much, but I wasn't planning on selling him. But Eddie Howe comes in and says, I see the situation that's arising here. Let's take him off your hands. You've taken the captaincy off him. There might be a bit of discomfort and a bit of bad blood between everyone now. And he says, let me take Joe Worrell to St James's Park in this Newcastle rebuild. And Newcastle, a bigger club than us, and so I felt like I had to accept the offer. They came in for, what was it, 5.2 million bid. We brought it up to 5.5, and they accepted. So Joe Worrell, from club captain to gone. Is it controversial? I feel like something had to change, and you know, we still have Yates, Bolly, Cook and Kouyaté, all who can play centre-back, along with our 3 starting centre-backs, Lascelles, Niakate and Maguire. So I was happy to let McKenna and Worrell go. I know it's controversial, but something's got to change with this team. Something's got to change, and I'm hoping these will implement change. The game rated both my sales A's for the centre-back, so I was happy with that. We did reject a late offer from Gladbach for McKenna as well. We also rejected an offer from Aston Villa for Yates. He is staying with us. We're currently sat on £30 million profit for those interested. So we are sitting on profit here, which I'm quite happy with. We rejected an offer from Ibar for Kouyaté as well. We want to keep a couple of those centre-backs. Yates and Kouyaté rejected offers for them. Jordan Smith would be heading to the Amex. He'd be going to Brighton. His contract running out in the summer. And the Seagulls have said, we'll take him off your hands. So we were happy to let Jordan Smith go to Brighton. Obviously, going on a free is not ideal, but it is what it is. As we head into our first game of the episode, and wouldn't you just know it, we're hosting Man United. Yes, Harry Maguire would be making his debut for the club at home to Man United. Yes, I love it. I love it. Bring it on. We've got Maguire in the squad. We've got Lingard, the former Red Devil, in the squad as well. 2 changes to this team. Maguire does come in for his debut. Hennessy in goal for Henderson, who can't play against his parent club. We did obviously win the reverse fixture at Old Trafford 3-2. It was a dramatic game. Remo Freuler got his first 2 goals for the club and put us into a 2-0 lead. United brought it back to 2-2 before Taiwo Awoniyi scored a worldie late on to make it 3-2 and give us the victory at Old Trafford. Could we repeat the cause here? Well, United would take an early 1-0 lead. A nice couple double saves from Hennessy, settling his nerves, especially the second save was quality down to his left-hand side. But Jadon Sancho, the young England winger, well, I say young, he's not young, but the England winger would give the Red Devils a 1-0 lead for a cheeky little lob. After this goal, we would press the issue and try to find the equaliser. Forced De Gea into a couple of saves before, wouldn't you know it, the former Red Devil, Jesse Lingard, scores against his former club. No gradient from this man this time. He shows respect, puts his hands up and says, look, I'm not going to celebrate against the team that I spent so many fruitful years with. But he would give us the leveller. Johnson's shot, saved by De Gea, and the rebound falls, fortunately, straight to Jesse Lingard. The lead wouldn't last long, though. That was 5 minutes before half-time, and we would go into half-time 2-1 down. Marcus Rashford, the England forward, making it 2-1 to the Red Devils. But we would start the second half on the front foot. Brennan Johnson, who has been absolutely wonderful. This young Welsh player, what a baller. Taiwo has dropped off in the recent weeks, but Johnson has stayed consistent, as has Lingard. And right on cue, after Johnson makes it 2-2, Lingard gets the second of the game, apologises once again, but gives Forest a 3-2 lead. Another great goal from Lingard. He's been absolutely on fire. We brought him in to start after Gibbs White got injured for 3 months, and I was a bit worried, I'll be honest, that Lingard wouldn't be able to step up. He's been our best player in that time. He's been absolutely quality. He gives us a 3-2 lead. Emmanuel Dennis off the bench, another person who just gives me his all in the few minutes he gets. He would score a very neat header to make it 4-2, and he would give us a famous double over Man United, over Erik ten Hag's Red Devils. They may be on the up in real life, but we've got their number in the game. The fans screaming, can we play you every week at full time? I just got to touch on United really quickly. On the weekend, they just won their first trophy in 7 years, I think. Their first trophy under Erik ten Hag, beating Newcastle United in the Carabao Cup final 2-0. It was a comfortable win for them. And is Ten Hag finally the man to bring success back to Old Trafford? He might well be, I feel like this is the first time since Ferguson left that I feel United could be a good team again. I really do. I felt like they struggled under the managers that followed Ferguson, which you would expect. Ferguson created such a legacy, but Ten Hag could finally be that man. He's won a trophy already in his first season. He is technically on still for the quadruple. Don't count him out of the title race just yet, but he would fall short of the City ground. We would make it 2 wins out of 2 against Man United, and that would actually cut a 4-game losing streak for us. We stop at being 5, we move up to 12 in the league, and we're looking quite healthy as we head into the second game of this episode. It's West Ham at home. They just touched on Lingard there. Obviously, we mentioned it. He scored 4 in his last 3. He's hot in form. It's the same 11 that started against Man United, bar Hennessy in goal. Despite getting the win, obviously Henderson is our starting goalkeeper. He is back in the starting lineup. You would have seen there in the top left, play 25 this season, conceded 60. My God. That's why we've brought in Harry Maguire, Jamal Lascelles to hopefully help shore up the defence. I'll be honest, it's tough playing on Ultimate against the AI. The way they pass the ball around, I feel like whenever they go through, their shot is likely to score. And so keeping a clean sheet, keeping the goals against down is going to be a real challenge. I might have to change up my tactics. I'm not too sure. But obviously 60 goals from 25 is pretty shocking. Going into this game, it wasn't great, I'll be honest. The highlights were very limited because it was a pretty dead game. Both keepers making a few saves. The post hit by both sides. I think one hit the post, and then Skamaka also hit the post from a very acute angle. He would open the scoring here though with an absolute worldie on the volley over Henderson, and a rare blunder from Henderson here actually. He's seen running out of his goal, never going to win that ball. Skamaka wins the header and it puts it into an empty net. I actually didn't hold Y on this. The game just brought out Henderson because I knew he wasn't going to win it. So I was a bit frustrated, I'll be honest. But we didn't play well at all in that game, and the Hammers would come away from it with a 2-0 win, and it's back to losing ways. 5 defeats in 6. We look all right in the league. We started off strongly, so we're looking all right in the league, thankfully. But the form isn't great, I'll be honest. And we got the FA Cup next game, so at least we've got something to distract us. But we're not looking great in the league as it stands. As we look at the round 5 fixtures for the FA Cup, we have Northampton at home, tasty tie there, Tottenham, Liverpool. And you'll notice as well, no Man United. They got knocked out in the last round. So potentially a chance for us to make a mark in the FA Cup. You know, we're highly favourites to beat Northampton, League 2 Northampton at home in midweek. We make 10 changes in this game. Henderson, the only player keeping his position. There's starts for new boys Vega and Gooch, as well as the youth graduate Benjamin Farmer. It's a lot of changes, but it's still a strong squad, and a squad that I expect to beat Northampton of League 2 and secure our place into the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Almost a goal straight off the straight from kickoff. Lyndon Gooch's pass was actually meant for Vega, but it passed him and went through to Emmanuel Dennis, who found himself one-on-one. The player who loves scoring in the cup, though, 7 in 5, puts it wide, and it would be fatal because Northampton would go up the other end and make it 1-0. Payne finding Apere. I'm going to absolutely butcher that name. He's the Northampton striker, scored at the near post, poor from Henderson, and it is 1-0 to the visitors. As it took us until right before half time to really press and force the Northampton keeper into any sort of save. But the youngster Benjamin Farmer forced him into a brilliant save. Cross comes in from Richards on the left. O'Brien heads it down, and Farmer on the volley forces a great save down low by the Northampton keeper. He would make another save just before half-time from Emmanuel Dennis from a corner, a point-blank save from the keeper, and Northampton would double their lead. Apare once again on the score sheet. It's a lucky goal. A cross comes in, his header is blocked by the on-rushing Henderson, but the ball just deflects right to the Northampton striker with an empty net. But he deserved that luck. He'd played well all game. Northampton had played well all game. We'd played shockingly. And you just knew it wasn't going to be our day when our top scorer, our main man, Taiwo Awoniyi, goes through one-on-one. He hits the bar. Lingard would score the rebound to continue his form, but it wouldn't be enough. And boos ring round the City ground as we take an L against Northampton. We're knocked out of the FA Cup. Missed opportunity. Could have gone round through to the quarterfinals, but we are out. It's another loss as well. Should we be concerned? The January transfer window is now closed. We can't make any more signings. We would have played Liverpool away in the next round, so that probably would have been an L, but now it's just the league. Now we've got a few more episodes to end off the season. Let's just focus on finishing the league. The board wants to finish mid-table, so let's try and secure that. But that'll be the end of today's episode, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Drop a like on the video, as always, and I'll see you in episode 13.